Okay. What I'm about to say, there's going to be some people who don't agree, which is completely fine. But I used to believe that the bride of Christ was one woman, because in my mind I was thinking, why would God marry women, men, and children? You know? Why would he do that? But then recently I got to thinking, if God and his ways are so much more holy and righteous than man's, then I was wrong to sit there and box in the idea of God and his bride to just the limitations of what a marriage is on earth. In heaven, that bride is, Jesus is massive. Massive. Massive, massive. All of us as that bride, we are coming together as one heavenly body while he takes our hand and takes us into heaven. God is a multi-dimensional being. The understanding of marriage on this earth is not about to bind God. God cannot be bound, okay? And the truth cannot be bound, and love cannot be bound. The marriage of the bride and us being the bride, I understand now that it's not some perverted thing. God's not looking at men and children in a sexual way. That's not what's happening here. We won't have our flesh up there, right? We're all going to be angels. No men, no women, no free, no bond, no slave, none of that. None of that. We will all be angels in heaven. Okay? All of us. So, the marriage of the bride and the lamb. Okay? Not one of us not a single one of us is righteous or holy enough to be the only bride. Have we all lost our minds? Absolutely none of us is good enough for that. But all of us together, that's what it takes. Us together united. And I can still see why some people, because there was videos I saw of people like prophesying and taking numbers from Strong's Concordance and aligning that precisely with scripture in a very prophetic way. And it made me think, excuse my language, I was like, oh shit, that's scary. Whoever she is, she's probably very scared. Are you kidding me? Anybody who actually thinks they're the bride of Christ, I just stuttered, they're gonna be terrified. Stop fucking playing. Everybody, stop. Just stop for a second and think. Do you have any idea how much of a responsibility that would be for one person, and one person alone, one woman? This world is completely against women, or, allowing them to be equal with men in any way. As if God ever said there needs to be some superiority between his children. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my Lord! Do you know the terror it would actually arise in somebody who actually thought that's who they were? I'm not talking excited, giddy, about to get married. This is some real shit right here. Don't play with me. This is Jesus Christ, the one who has countenance like that of lightning. I have met him. It was terrifying. But I don't know why, but it was the most peaceful thing I've ever felt. And I'm in love with him, and I literally confessions. I don't want to get married. I want God to just come get me, because I don't want to marry a man after falling in love with God so hard. It's like, I feel like that's going backwards. Are you kidding me? It sucks. We are the bride. All of us together. All of us. Not one, if not one on this earth is good, not one. And my hair, this is not oil, because good, gracious God, what a disrespect it would be to sit here and talk to y'all with oil in it. Look at that. I just took a shower. Okay, calm down. Not one of us is righteous enough to be one and only bride. Are you kidding me? Jesus is the only one who's righteous, okay? All of us together being cleansed of sin, all of us as one makes us righteous. But at the end of the day, of course we could be wrong. I'm not about to sit here and sit on what I prophesy and say, it's a fact, until I see it come to pass. Like all those women on the internet saying they're the bride of Christ. Not only is that completely disrespectful to Jesus and a complete and utter disgusting just mockery of Christ, anybody who's truly in love with Jesus is going to let Jesus say who his bride is rather than just proclaiming him to yourself. I mean, do you imagine how uncomfortable that would make somebody if you just ran up to him and said, I'm your bride, all right, you're mine. Are you kidding me? No, we owe him some more respect. Him and the entire countenance of heaven and God, who is his Father and our Father, and who Jesus is one with, and basically is, but Jesus was a small piece that was the only way he could come to us in the way that he did, because we are so small. If God was to come to us in his giant massiveness, the light would literally kill us, would be decimated quicker than a nuclear bomb. No. Stop it. Just feeling him in my room the way I did. I tried to go like this and cover my eyes, but he was behind my eyes and flowing in me like water, liquid lightning. Like, this is not a game. But the bride, we are all the bride. Of course we could be wrong, but that just it makes sense. And it's not God being inappropriate and marrying children and some kind of... There is no perversion in heaven. No need for sex in heaven. Everything is a holy, righteous, glorified, exalted version of everything down here that could never reach the depths or the heights of that until we were, glorified and resurrected through Christ, which will happen in the rapture. The rapture is a real thing. God said, God can't make it any more clearer. Give me a break. We are not appointed to the time of wrath. It explains we will have tribulation, but there's a certain people who will encounter great tribulation. We've had to go through tribulation, us being killed off as Christians, just mocked at, scoffed at, knocked off, Jewish and Christians. Both of us are treated like dog shit. And all it takes is wanting the truth enough to go and find it. And I'm sorry, but if you claim you can't find it, then you're not looking. God's given signs in the sun, the moon, and the stars, all these things. There's all kinds of videos on YouTube that can align it for you. If you got a stressful life and you can't even think straight, don't even play with me like that. If you want the truth, you better go find it. You better go find it. Seek and you shall find. You will find it. But I do believe that the bride is all of us as one. There is none of us righteous and holy and large enough to be one whole bride for him. All of us as one coming into heaven. It's not some, we are all living as a family forever and happy up there. It's not just... We need to stop boxing it into the perspective of is that a booger? Oh my God. No. There's a booger in my nose. But, this is not about how I look. And anybody who wants to say I'm gross, I'm pretty sure you have them too. So you can try me if you want to. And I'm going to get it out as soon as we get off here. I'm going to wait till I'm done with this video, because this is not about how I look. I'm not trying to be cute or sexy or impress anybody. We are all the bride, okay? And everybody watching this video, I was trying to pull it up because it's just not coming out. I'm just going to get it out. Okay. Yeah, I am slightly embarrassed for having that in there, but we are all human. None of us are perfect. Absolutely none of us are perfect. Everybody gets out there in public, celebrities and, just on the internet making themselves look picture perfect. And then when somebody has an actual human being moment, like what just happened, then it's, ew, oh my God, give me a break. Give me a break. Don't even, just stop. But I do believe that the bride, okay, is all of us together. It just makes sense. I don't know. Everyone has a right to their own opinion, okay? But I mean, I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. But it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Because in the end of Revelations it says, the Spirit and the bride say, come. That is us as the bride. And the Spirit is Christ, God, saying, come. We are trying to tell this world, come, drink from the living waters of God through the Bible. The truth is here for you. Drink and you will never thirst again. You will never be running around in your life seeking for something to finally please you enough to where you don't need more. Just like when you drink water, you know, like physical water, you need more to survive. Well, the truth, you only need one drink and you are alive forever because the truth is alive. Living waters, Jesus Christ, the truth in that Bible. And I understand people who are scared to trust those words because you can't exactly trust human. Look at the Pope. You can't exactly trust human beings to, you know, write down scripture without trying to mess with it and diddle-daddle with it. I mean, look how heinous and deceptive, just look how deceptive people are. But I asked God to show me the truth untouched by man. And that Bible, he validated it to me with many things. And it's not my job to prove it to you. It's your job to find the truth. Because if you actually want to find it, you'll find it. Because me sitting here blabbing about it won't be good enough for you. You and I both know it. So don't even try. Okay? I bet you this video goes viral because I had a booger in my nose. Well, you know, it'll just humble me. So that's fine. Because I'm pretty sure everybody will come back to this video and see the rest of it. So I'm going to sit here and beat on somebody because they had a human being moment. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you don't have one booger in your nose at any time in your life. That's right. You don't have that. My bad. Anyway, the truth is the living waters. We are saying, come and drink. God bless you and Maranatha.